friends! Have you heard the legend of Spookley the square pumpkin? Okay, let's read and find out. While the round pumpkins had fun rolling along, poor Spookley sat there shaped all wrong. He tried and tried with all his might, but he could not budge. He just sat there tight. Why? Because squares have corners. Correct. And round pumpkins would be like balls and they can roll. Show me rolling. The other pumpkins teased him because he was square. Is that a kind friend? No, thank you. Spookley wished he was round and could roll everywhere. That is until one night. They all discovered it's fine to be round when the weather is fair, but there are times it's much better to be square. Halloween was just one day away. When a mighty storm blew across the bay, it tossed the round pumpkins to and fro. It snapped their vines and off they'd go, bouncing left and slamming right, banging, bashing. Oh my, what a sight. Spookley sat there filled with fright, but glad to be square that night. All the other pumpkins were rolling and so scared, and he sat there all night, not moving. Suddenly the fence gave way. 3 pumpkins rolled out into the bay. Let's see what happens. Spookley knew what he must do. It was up to him. He was the one. He teetered, he tottered, he tipped, he tried, and finally flipped on a side. Again he tipped and he flopped. Again he flipped, and then, what's he trying to do? Let's find out. Stopped right in the gap where the fence had snapped. That means a hole. A gap is a hole. He blocked the way the hole was capped. All the pumpkins shouted, "Hooray! Spookley the square pumpkin has saved the day!" Then a pumpkin hit him with a whack. Oh my goodness, he thought his shell would crack. Then another hit him with a thump and another with a smack. What is happening? What do you think would have happened if the hole would have stayed open? All those pumpkins that hit Spookley would have rolled through the hole. Good thinking. Then one by one, a ton of pumpkins piled on the stack with a bang and a bash and a crunch and a crash, and then it all went black. At dawn, that means morning, when the sun comes up, when night is over and you wake up. At dawn, when the storm had stopped and the farmer came out and checked his crop, he picked his pumpkins up one by one and laid them out in the warm, dry sun. And when the last was moved away, the farmer could see what had saved the day. An odd-shaped pumpkin, short and dense, was wedged against the broken fence. Its shell was bruised, its stem was too, but there was brave little Spookley sitting straight and strong and true. Right then and there, the farmer knew of all the seeds he'd ever sown, Spookleys were the most special. He'd ever grown. And the next year, when it was time to sow, he sowed those seeds in every row. He watered and weeded and watched them grow, and oh, that morning about mid-June, when the pumpkin patch began to bloom, there were tiny pumpkins everywhere, hundreds and hundreds. But wait, there's more. Some were cubes, some were rectangular, some were flat, and others triangular. There was a bed of bright red and 2 rows of blue. There was polka dotted pumpkins and rainbows too. Oh, Olivia, that's your favorite. There were thousands of colors and hundreds of shapes. Oh, what a garden variety makes. Does this make your heart so warm? Now every year on Halloween, Spookley's patch is quite a scene. People come from far and near to see what wonders grew that year. They stop, they gawk, they gaze, they stare. Then they pick a pumpkin that's round, triangular, or perfectly square. Now, you know the story of how Spookley grew. Maybe someday if you tell someone too, they'll go tell someone who'll go tell another. And maybe one day we'll all discover you cannot judge a book by its cover, or a pumpkin All done. What do we say? The end.